Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla. And yeah, I don't know, we're still feeling pretty good. I definitely had dreams last night, but I don't remember what they were about, or anything like that. I think we're still riding the coattails of, this recent feeling I've been in of just not. I'm just sick and tired of caring for people. And I think we're finally getting to the point where I may just be over it. The timing is pretty crazy, when you think about, in retrospect, when I decided to start caring. It was when I was 17, but it was probably around, ironically enough, I believe just months before the pandemic was when I adopted this ideology of more human connection will bring us joy, it'll save us, people. And, I thought I would explain that to people and it would just go through. People would just get it. And of course, people didn't. And it was just a bunch of making fun of me, and that's all it became, just a bunch of, again, making fun of me and being silly, thinking I'm a joke. But I think the timing, just like everything else in my life, the timing always was very specific. It's almost like everything that's happened in my life hasn't. And I don't think everybody can say that about themselves. I just don't know. It just seems like basically anything that's ever happened to me, there's some kind of greater pattern or greater orchestration. And I know the human brain looks for patterns in it. But there's been something to things. There's definitely been something to what I've gone through, for sure. I don't know that that's just me rationalizing it all, but I feel like it is. And I don't know, I guess it's just freeing. Maybe it just took until the AirPod Pro 3s for it to really hit in the way maybe it hit in for other people. But yeah, I just hate people. Plain and simple. That no. No, because that's not true. I still honestly, my fundamental beliefs are unchanged. Humanity and caring about human life is still of utmost importance. It is. And I still value humans and care about them very deeply. But the problem is, and maybe this is selfish, but I don't really think it's that selfish. I mean, it could be considered selfish, but I don't personally buy that. But yeah, I don't think it's particularly selfish. But it's just that I have certain needs, and these needs are not being met by people. I pour out so much and then nobody's there to receive or reciprocate. And when you think about it, I'm not really asking for much. I'm just asking for a human to speak with, communicate with, give good responses, have good memory. there's nobody in my life that even comes remotely close to that. And I guess it's just taken me a while to realize these things. But yeah, it's very, very strange. Very, very strange. What's strange? What am I even talking about? You know what I'm... Yeah, I mean, nobody is going to... And that's the thing is... I really need everything to be documented. I definitely need tracking. I think it's the main advantage of texting is that there's a permanence to it all. Of course, unless people start deleting messages. But there's a permanence. I like that. It makes me more reassured. It's very frustrating because we live in a time where so much is actually disappearing, and it wasn't supposed to. They used to say if it's on the internet, it's there forever. You know, they used to say these things, but that's hardly always true. Sometimes true, but it's not some type of gospel statement like they make it out to be. It's very interesting that we were told that, and now so much stuff has been lost on the internet. There's been more stuff lost than permanently saved, as a matter of fact. Much more. But I think that's the main revelation, is that I was always looking for somebody and seeking recognition and wanting somebody just to be there and to feel the attention, to feel alive, you know, to interact with a living creature. And I've come to find out that they're all just totally ignorant, totally inadequate. I mean, I've never met anybody where it's like everything out of my mouth is new information to them. Do you know how frustrating that is when the things I'm talking about are the most important issues plaguing humanity? And so it really leads me to say, and I've said this before, like, people deserve the cost of living crisis. They're not at all being mindful or watchful over anything. People are just scrolling TikTok, putting noise in their face all the time. Nobody even cares. Nobody even has like a comprehension of the greater system. And so that's like this glitch with humanity, is that we fought to get democracy and it worked well for a period of time, but then people started to abuse it. And then nobody really put up a fight to prevent them from doing that. And now people are so comfortable anyways, it doesn't even matter. But it's a false comfort. Because you can't say that, well, you know, TikTok is it's the ultimate expression of a boredom killer and a comfort inducer. It is. It's a magnum opus of those things for humanity. And it's true that we technically have that severe comfort that we never really had before. Every other manifestation, the radio, the television, video games, they were all near but not striking the chord that TikTok has been able to strike. The scroll, the novelty, the infinite nature of it, the rapid nature of it has hijacked the human brain in a way that we may have never thought possible. You know? And so here we are, wondering where to go next. But it's interesting about the comfort that comes with TikTok, because it's true. I mean, a lot of people are well, there's a section of the population that is in their homes, lounging around, you know, being chill, not really needing to do anything, like just scrolling on their phones all the time. And these people aren't happy. So people are anxious, people are restless. So how do we say that modern life is at the pinnacle of comfort? It appears so materially. If you were a creature without a thought or a mind, or an ability to see depth in things, you would look at the way society is now, and you would think that it appears to be the case that people are more comfortable than ever before. That's what appears to be true. But it's not. Because people aren't. But it doesn't appear to be the case on the surface. You don't see it so candidly on the surface. I've really noticed a lot of police cars recently. And it's like really odd to me. It's actually like freaking me out, because I'm always like paranoid that they're gonna be after me or something, but they never are. But it's like it's stressful, you know. I've just seen so many recently. I don't know why I always do that though. I always like internalize things where I feel and think that I'm gonna be the one getting caught or whatever, even though of course it's not going to be. Like, I don't do anything crazy other than, like, running stop signs, but, yeah, and I was just watching something that kind of scared me, and I guess it still could be happening with my car, although my car isn't connected to the internet, so I don't really know how that could be the case, but the whole thing with cars spying on you, and it still could be, but it's not connected to the internet, so I don't know how people could do anything with it. But I'm just thinking, like, I literally have this show where I'm like talking all the time in my car. I'm kind of just like handing them all the information to do whatever. Like, I shouldn't be saying things like that. But remember, when I run a stop sign, like, it's not for the reason of impatience. It's for the reason of, you know, less wear. And it's always done safely. And I always have my foot ready on the brake. I mean, I'm not stupid, you know, but that's like the only thing I think that I do that is problematic. I don't think I do anything else that's like the one thing that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. What I was saying, though, is that, you know, to somebody who I guess maybe is stupid, like, it appears like we are better than ever, more comfortable than ever, more satiated than ever. That's what appears to be the case. You're looking at humanity perhaps from the outside in, but not from a being of greater intellect and awareness, but a being of less than. Things appear to be better and more comfortable than ever. the screens to comfort us and to display whatever we desire on them near constantly due to major advancements in battery life and cell reception. But that isn't true. People are more anxious than ever before. People are restless. People are generally uncomfortable. So how do you compute that? How do you compute it? I thought I could save humanity. I thought I was going to be the one to help people. And every single person I have tried to help hasn't listened to me, has argued with me, and hasn't changed, and just goes about their business in life being completely unaffected by anything I ever told them. How do you think that makes me feel? There's no way after my interactions with people that people actually want good things. It's like super difficult for me to comprehend. Oh, I think he's just being a goofball. People are like that with me all the time. Just constantly flashing the high beams at me because I go 50 miles per hour. It's like so weird. There's honestly there's hardly even a difference, but yeah, the speed limit should definitely be 55. Anyways. See, I lost my train of thought now. Now, do you think that guy cares? That guy in that truck who just did all that to me to distract me? No. He doesn't care at all. He has no idea what's going on in here, and I'm sure it's not a person who's very conscientious of that sort of thing, thinking about how your actions could affect a person. So that's what I'm saying, is it's very painful to interact in this society, but someday it'll matter, I think. I think when we have chips in our brains, when he did that to me, like, he'd immediately get punished because he caused unnecessary emotional hurt and confusion. It'd probably be like $100 or something. And I think things would change pretty quickly, the way people operate and act. And like I said, I'm all for it, because it's, for somebody like me, it's so painful to engage with this society and the careless nature of it. And I know that surveillance has its issues, but at least it will give me that sense of peace and that sense of, you know, people doing wrong things will be accountable, and there won't be, people won't get away with a bunch of stuff that's hurtful. You know, I know it's a potentially very dangerous idea, but it's just how I think. And there's such a comfort in it. I know that's weird, because people would, you know, why are you comfortable with that? But, you know, it's what I need, and I wish it was here now. I wish, you know, I could really stick it to a lot of these people, but I guess that's just not my place. Have to hope God is watching. Some of these ideas shouldn't really be so foreign to people. It's always been said that God is watching, or even in an elementary stage that Santa is watching. So what difference would it make if now we have a material manifestation of those things? Do people not actually believe that God watches everything? Is that the problem? Because if you actually believe that, I don't see why you would care if the government, a material manifestation would be watching, tracking, and solutionifying. What do we think about that phrase? Solutionifying. Because it basically means, you're making solutions for these things. Solutionify. What difference does it make? I mean, I don't know. But it's exciting. I think it's very exciting to feel free. And I hope that it continues, because this could just be another mania and then I could go back, but the cogs are just turning in my brain. I think it's just because I've seen it for so long, just how horrible humans are. And to a lot of people, this isn't even a problem because, they just see being friends with someone as like hanging out, doing stuff, vaguely remembering things, not really doing anything too in depth, not doing anything detailed. Not remembering much. Not even caring to remember, but just caring to be in the moment. Do indulgent things in the moment with friends and eat expensive food. Waste gas, waste fuel to hang out. Go to schools far away, burn a bunch of gas. I mean, even what I'm doing, it's stupid. To have a job far away from... Like, I don't even know if it would have mattered if I got a job or not, because safe or unsafe just doesn't even matter. Because things could easily just, I mean, they really are on the verge of some kind of collapse. And I just don't know if it would have mattered. I mean, fortune or failure. Either way, I'm just, like, sick of it. My patience is becoming more and more limited with just the nature of things. And nobody hears my cries. I'm, like, speaking into a void of people who just don't think of things, or never thought of it, or I don't know. It's eerie, it's unsettling, and I'm just over it because I have to match it. So I'm definitely just matching, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy as what's given to me. But I have the answers whenever people would like them. I have the answers. People just need to ask, It's all that's necessary. We might end up being way too early this morning. I just kind of was really on time and just went with it, but a little bit foolish of myself, I guess. But that's the thing I have to remember, I suppose, is that it was never the things I wanted, but the mind that wanted them. When I want to detach that. I was just talking about this yesterday, how I'd love to have a Razer Blade 18 or a MacBook Pro 16, but I never use it. So it's the wanting, the desire, that's the good feeling. It's not the actual acquisition of the thing. It's not the actual ownership. It's the wanting, and that's completely internal. It's entirely within it. It always has been, too. You notice that with all these things I've done? It's always just completely internal things or ideas. And I end up doing them, but really for what reason? Keep engaging in a senseless cycle. And the same goes with other people. The care was all internal. It wasn't the other people who were ever special. Because, again, nobody really is. And I, if anybody, would know that. Just how unspecial people are. But the main thing is uncaring. That's the main trait, is that people just aren't caring. They don't really think about what other people are going through. Yeah, now this guy passed me in this big truck, and then now he's in front of me, but now he's going slower and he barely even got anywhere. So it's the usual, just burning fuel, wasting gas, just to, like, not even, he's not even in front of me. Like, we're at the same spot, but he might end up slowing me down now. Because again, in a truck, yeah, I just don't understand, you know. I'd be such a good truck driver. I mean, the shipments might be late, but because he's just like not, like, he really barely got ahead, but he's holding a bunch of people up as a result. It was like a super duper clear. I hate people doing this kind of stuff. Passing me on the right. It's just like, can we not do that? It's 2025. Like, let's, you know. All right. Yeah, I mean, what's the point? You know? I just don't get what the point is, so we're just going to be living in the moment and taking things as they come. There's no reason to have any more there's no reason to not just be calm. I don't know. There never has been for me. But that hasn't stopped me from worrying. Man, these people causing me to shift funky. This stuff wouldn't even happen, but it's just because everybody drives in such a haphazard way. Like, you have, you know, people going way too fast, and then you have congestion zones, you know, and it's like, it's just all over the place. It's not about consistency. And if everybody drove like me, it would just be consistent. Traffic wouldn't be as big of an issue. Well, also in my system, you would have the staggered dismissal, which is really would, you know, we could already solve traffic. That's what's like, I don't even know. It's just so weird because I should be a CEO or something like that, or like a bureaucrat, like somebody making these decisions, and it's not even a money thing. It's just, that's just what I should be doing. That's where I'm at, and I wouldn't even need to be paid like that much money. I'd probably take less money than like any CEO. I don't, but I do think the bureaucrat is probably a little bit more up my speed, but some kind of management of something. Because that's just how I think. I mean, I don't know. Wow, we could really be striking records today. Oh my gosh, that's a double green. That's a double green. Can we go for triple? Possibly. Possibly triple. Triple green. Let's go. Triple green. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Can't believe that. I actually got a triple green today. Can't even remember the last time I got a triple green, honestly. I cannot remember. Triple green. Wow. Today is a good special day, I suppose. Isn't every day, though? Isn't every day a good special day? Alrighty. We are not on top of things at all. Like, we didn't even have the phone out and ready or anything like that. I wonder how much it mattered, though. Yeah, probably not. Because it's like the middle of the minute. Because, like, even now it's like 30 seconds, so that doesn't really lead me to believe it would have mattered. Even if I was, like, really on it, I probably would have just got gypped, but not a good behavior to continue, I suppose. Not a good behavior to continue. Because I gotta be used to being on it. I gotta be used to that, you know? Like, sorry. Alright. Well, let's try to get a grip. Let's try to get a grip. Oh, life. Oh, life. Oh, life. Oy vey, c'est la vie. Most overlooked. Seriously, most overlooked. Alright, guys, well, I think that's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.